Good evening, guys. Today I'm going to cover section 20, part of section 20 from the syllabus. It's about solving quadratic equations there are three methods. Okay, method one is factorization, method two is completing the square, and method three is formula. And 4, 5, 6 as just a joke. All right. Don't take me too seriously, all right? Cool. So, what are quadratic equations? Simply, it is an equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Please note that the value of a cannot be 0. If it is 0, then that equation isn't a quadratic equation. Okay? Fine. And before I start, when I ask you this question, did you know in some countries the quadratic formula x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared plus 4ac divided by 2a is known as the Bhaskara formula. Bhaskara was an Indian mathematician, by the way. Okay, so let's move on. All right, let's do some serious work now. Okay. Let us look at an example. Okay, um, let's say you have to solve this equation: x squared plus 7x plus 12. All right, you have to factorize this. How would you factorize this? Well, if you watch my previous lesson on the algebraic manipulation on expansions, you would remember that I was using a grid. Yeah? Actually, factorization, right? Where do I put that? Factorization is the opposite of expanding brackets. Remember that, right? So the way I would do it, I'm not a mathematics teacher, right? But the way I would do it, I would draw a grid like I did in my previous lesson. Okay. I will have my multiply sign here. I know for me to get an x square, I have to take x multiplied by x. So therefore, I would have x here and x here, and my answer would be x squared. Now, what do I put in in this box here? Also, I know that I have to have a number. This number multiplied by this number, that number will give me 12. Okay, that's easy. All right, so I start like this in a grid. I put the things that I already know. So here I know in this box here, the bottom right corner, the answer has to be plus 12. Remember, right? Don't forget to put the signs. So I need to have a number here and a number here that if I multiply them together, I get a 12. But then I also know, right, when I will add my like terms together, this has to be 7x. Right, so what numbers I should multiply together give me 12. So I have a number here. I multiply it by another number, it gives me 12. And then if I add them together, these two numbers, it should give me 7. All right. So thinking about it, okay, I come up with plus 4 and then plus 3, right? Okay, let me put that in. I knew I was using the wrong color here, right? So I would get 4x here positive and positive 3x, right? So now is my grid fully completed. Okay, so I have x plus 4 here horizontally, and vertically I have x plus 3. So when I complete the grid, I have x squared, 4x, okay, then I have 3x here, positive, both of them, and then I have the 12. That's my solution. So my solution is this. That's my solution. So it's going to be x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 3, right? So if I expand this, right, I will get x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 12, x squared plus 7x plus 12. All right, that's how I would factorize it. I would use this grid method. Okay, follow that grid method. So there you go. That's, I'm showing you how to factorize a quadratic function here. Okay, so let's do some proper work. Let's look at a question, exam paper questions. All right, okay, question is solve, sorry guys, I make some problem here. All right, so I'm in the pen. All right, find the roots of the following equation: x squared minus 2x minus 24. All right, when I say roots, what I mean is solution, which is the value of x that will satisfy the equation. All right, and this is equal to 0. Why didn't write? Okay, using my grid method here, I'm gonna have to factorize this, and this will be equal to 0 here. Okay, so let us put the things that we know already. Okay, so we know that to have an x squared here, because it is, there's a coefficient of 1 here, but we don't show it, right? So to get x squared, we simply take x multiplied by x. All right, and then we know that our answer here is going to be minus 24. All right, so that is going to be minus 24, and that we know is going to be x squared, and we know that when we add the like terms will be in those two squares here, right? So when we add them together, it's going to be equal to minus 2x. So what do I put here and what do I put here, right? So we're going to have to find a number that multiplied by another number will give me a negative 24, and I also know that if I add these two together, it's going to give me minus 2. So what we do, we find the factors. We find the factors of minus 24. I will put it here. Factors of 24. So which number negative 24 in this case. Which number, when you multiply it by another number, will give you a minus 24? I know that I can take 1 times minus 24. It's minus 24. I know I can take 2 multiplied by minus 12 minus 24. I know I can take 3 multiplied by what? Minus 8 is equal to minus 24. Oops, I don't have space. And I know I can take 4 multiplied by minus 6 will give me 24. What else? 5 we cannot. 6 times minus 4 is equal to 24. So and so on we go. Alright, so 6, then it's 8 multiplied by minus 3 is equal to minus 24. I forgot to put my minus signs here. And then we got 12 multiplied by minus 2 is equal to minus 24. And finally, minus 24 multiplied by, sorry, it's, yes, 24. It's not minus 24. It's 24 multiplied by minus 1 is equal to minus 24. So we have all these numbers, which when you multiply them by each with the other one, right, you get a minus 24. Now, we satisfy this bit, right? And now we need to satisfy this equation now. When you add them together, these two numbers, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possibilities here. When you add them together, you have to get a minus 2. So 1 plus minus 24. 1 plus minus 24 is not minus 2, is it? No, we cannot use that. 2 plus minus 12. No. 3 plus minus 8 gives me a minus 5. No. 24 plus minus 1. No. 12 plus 2. No. That's not the solution. No. 8 plus, no. That's 5. 6 plus minus 4. 2. Oh, 2, is it 2? No, but it's minus 2. No, it's wrong. 4 plus minus 6. Yes. This is my solution. With practice, you will find it easily, but I'm doing it step by step, all right? So that number here will be plus 4, and here that would be minus 6. So I will have plus 4x here, right? And here I will have minus 6x. When I add them together, we have minus 2. So what is my solution? Right? What is my solution now? My solution is this. This is my solution. So the two factors would be x plus 4 multiplied by x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, x plus 4 is equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, the whole equation becomes 0. Yeah? If x plus 4 is equal to 0, the whole equation, the rest will be 0, right? Or x minus 6 is equal to 0. If this part here now is 0, the whole equation, when you multiply the two factors here, they will become 0. So x plus 4 is equal to 0. So my solution would be x is equal to minus 4. Or it could be x is equal to 6. What this means, if you take this value of x here, or this value of x here, you replace it in this equation, it will always be equal to 0. And that, these two, they are called the roots. Okay? Was it really that difficult to understand? I don't think so. If you do have difficulty understanding this, let me know. Okay? All right. Let us look at this one. Find the roots of x in this one. Okay? So, find the roots, meaning find the solutions. Okay? So, you solve that. 2x squared minus 10x plus 12 is equal to 0. So I do my small grid here. I have my multiplication sign there. And I need to have, in this one, I need to have 2x squared. And I know I'm going to have plus 12 here. Right? So we put the things that we know already. Okay, so we have to have an x here. Right? To have an x squared. But guys, listen, we got 2x squared. Therefore, either of these two has to be 2x, because to get 2x squared, you have to take 2x multiplied by x. All right? So I choose to put 2 here, so that's 2x. And I also know that if I add these together here, the two numbers that I will put here, right, it has to be equal to minus 10x. So therefore, one of these two numbers, at least one of them, has to be negative. Am I right? Maybe or maybe not. Let's see. Let's find out. So we start with this trick here. A number multiplied by another number gives me 12. And that number, when I add them together, right, it will give me minus 10. All right. So stop this video for a minute and think what these numbers could be. Okay. So let's find the factors of 12. That's the solution, right? That's how we have to do it. So 12 has to be 1 times 12, 2 times 6, all right, 3 times 4, and then 6 times 2, and then 3 times 4, 2 times 6, etc., etc., right? But I'm not going to waste time here. I will give you the solution, right? Because I find this, it has to be minus 6x here and minus 4x here. That's what I found. So when I add these two together, I will get what? I will get my minus 10x. So which number I will have to multiply x by to get a negative 4? Obviously, it's going to be negative 4. And here, which number, if I multiply them to get, I multiply it with 2x by 2x, I will get minus 6x. So that's minus 3. And as you can see, minus 3 times minus 4, two negative numbers multiplied by each other gives you what? A positive. So now I got my solution here, right? So now it will be 2x minus 4 multiplied by x minus 3 is equal to 0. So 2x minus 4 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. That's my solution. Okay, so 2x will be 4, x is equal to 2. Here x is equal to 3. So my solution, x is equal to 2 or 3. If you replace 2 or 3 in the above equation, it will be equal to 0. That's the factorization method. I hope you understand it now. All right? Now, one last thing. very often you're gonna get some strange quadratic equation, all right, and factorization will become hell, because sometimes you're gonna have fractions, okay, and sometimes you just cannot find the solution using just factorization, okay. So how do we do that then? So that's why we have three methods. We have the factorization, we have the completing the square method, and lastly we have the equation method. Okay, we use the sorry, not equation, the formula. A formula will be given. So let's carry on. So let's have a look. Okay, let's say you have this equation here. So you have x squared plus 4x minus 1. Trust me, you cannot solve this by factorization, because you cannot write it in the form of x plus a or multiplied by x plus b or whatever, plus or minus, all right? You cannot, all right? It's going to be very difficult. That's why we have this method called the completing the square. All right, so I'm going to show you how to use that method, okay? Just listen, focus on it, all right? Watch it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times until you understand it, okay? It's not that straightforward. You're gonna have to concentrate and focus well, okay? Right, sorry, I had the wrong question. We could have solved it, but by formula, not completing the square, okay? So let's have a look at this example. X squared minus 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now, what I do by the method completing the square is, step 1, move the constant on the other side. That's my step 1. Therefore, it's going to be move the constant. So this is the constant here. I have to move it on the other side. So what do I have? I will have x squared minus 6x is equal to minus 2. Right? Now, step 2. Divide the coefficient of x, not x squared, x, by 2. So it's telling me to divide 6 divide by 2, right? 6 divide by 2. I will have 3. Okay, what's next? Step 2, square square the answer you get, and step 2. So what was the answer I got in step 2? This is 3. So that one now is 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Okay, what else? What is next? Step 4, add the answer in step 3 on both sides of the equation. Okay, so that will become x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to minus 2 plus 9. X squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to minus, not minus, is equal to 7. That looks like a quadratic equation. If you factorize this, what you will have x minus 3 to the square. Okay, and that is equal to 7. Okay, so x minus 3 will be equal to what? The square root of 7. You agree? And the square root of 7, as we know, could be a positive or a negative number. All right? So x minus 3 is equal to plus or minus root 7. X will be equal to 3 plus or minus root 7. That is my solution. This is my answer. Okay, x is equal to 3 plus or minus root of 7. So what did I do? My step 1, I move the constant in this equation on the other side. See, I move it here. Plus 2 becomes negative 2. Then step 2, what I do, I take the coefficient of x here, I divide by 2. I get a 3. Then I take the 3, I multiply by itself, I square it, I get a 9. Then with that 9, what I do, I add the 9 on both sides of the equation, right? Like here. I add it on both sides of the equation. Okay? Then I simplify. After I simplify, I get x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to 7. And like I said, if you factorize this bit, it's just going to be x minus 3 to the square is equal to 7. If a number to the square is equal to another number, that number will be the square root of the other number. In this case, x minus 3 to the square is equal to 7. X minus 3 will be the root of 7. But remember, the square root of a number can be positive or negative. Then I find my answer. X is equal to 3 plus or minus root 7. I take the 3, I take it to the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so if you remember the subject of formula lesson, this should not be difficult for you to understand. Let us have a look at another question so we'll get some practice. Okay, one thing I would like you to know and to remember, whenever you see a question like saying solve this equation by completing the square, remember your answer is going to be like this. Right? You're gonna have in this format where x will be equal to a number plus or minus the square root of another number. Remember this, okay? So let's move on to another question on completing the square. So let's say x squared plus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. So my step 1 that I learned is bring that here. Okay, so it's going to be x squared plus 4x is equal to minus 1. Then I will divide 4 by 2. Why do I do this? So I will divide 4 by 2. I will get 2. Then I will take that answer here. 2 times 2, I will square it. I will get a 4 again. Okay, so that 4 I will add on both sides, right? So it's going to be x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to minus 1 plus 4. So it's going to be x plus 2 to the square. This one will be equal to 3. So x plus 2 will be equal to the square root of 3. Remember, positive or negative, the answer will be. So x will be plus or minus square root of 3 minus 2. Correct? This is a good answer. This is a correct answer. But in the exams, always bring that part in the front here. So put it like this, minus 2 plus or minus square root of 3. That's my solution using the completing the square method. All right? Okay. Let's do another question. Let's say minus 3x squared plus 12x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now I know that I have to take the constant on the other side. And I know I have to take 12, I divide by 2. And then I will square it and I will get 36. Okay? Hang on, guys. It's a bit tricky. Okay? It's a bit tricky. If I were you, I would get rid of this 3 here. Remember this. Always. Why I'm saying this? Because you will see at the end we're gonna have to have x plus something to the square. We want x. We cannot have a 3. We cannot have a 3. The coefficient of x here cannot be more than 1. Otherwise, you'll get stuck. You can solve it, but it will take you longer. Alright? So how do I get rid of this 3 here? Right? I will divide both sides. Now I know why people don't like mathematics. It's too long, right? But then no, it's not. It's just some additional working, that's all. Divide by 3 on both sides. I will have negative x plus 12 divided by 3. So let me put it like this. It's better. Right? So we'll have negative x plus 4 is equal to negative 5 over 3. Then, sorry, there's an x here. I forgot. No, there isn't an x. Confused. So minus x plus 4 is equal to minus 5 over 3. Then I take the 4. I divide by 2. Right. I was right. I was right. I always missed. I don't know whether it is my stylus pen, then I get confused. All right. So 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. Then 2, I square it, becomes 4 again. So this will be minus x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to minus 5 over 3 plus 4. Agree? So far so good? Right? Agree with me? But can you see we're gonna have a problem here? Minus. I have a minus sign here, guys. How do I get rid of it? See, in the exams, how we could fall into the trap and lose time. I could have, here at this step, I could have divided or multiplied by -1 on both sides. Yeah, if I multiply by -1 on both sides, I will get rid of the negative x squared here, right? So again, let's go back. Damn it, man. So you see what happened? I'm doing this on purpose so you can see how you guys could get stuck in the exams if you do not think right ahead. So what we learn from here, we learn to get rid of the coefficient of x squared, and also we just learned that we have to get rid of the negative signs. So let's start again. I'm doing this purposely, man. So what I will do, I will say, now we solve it. Multiply by -1 both sides. That will become 3x squared minus 12x minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay. And then I said divide by 3 both sides. Okay. Then it will become x squared minus 12x over 3 minus 5 over 3 is equal to 0. Right? Then that will become x squared minus 4x minus 5 over 3 is equal to 0. I take this, I'll bring that here. It becomes x squared minus 4x is equal to 5 over 3. Okay. Then I start using the principle of computing the square. I got it in the format that I like. So I will take 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. And then 2 multiplied by 2, meaning I square it, is equal to 4. Then I add it on both sides. So it will become x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 5 over 3 plus 4. Agree? Yeah? So this part here, when we factorize it, what will it become? It will become very simple. X minus 2 to the square is equal to 5 over 3 plus 4. Okay? If I were to solve this 4, I get rid of this 3 here. So that's going to be 12. That's going to be 17 over 3. Okay? So x minus 2 to the square is equal to 17 over 3. Right? So x minus 2 is equal to plus or minus square root of 17 over 3. X will be equal to, I take this 2, I take it to the other side, right? So that comes here. So it will become, my answer will be 2 plus or minus square root of 17 over 3. There you go, guys. That's my answer. Right? Go back to the video where I purposely messed up the answer and I didn't multiply by -1 on both sides and divide and everything. Okay? So go back and learn where you could go wrong in the exams. On this slide here, on the screen here, this is the correct method, okay? Got it? Okay, now I'll move on to, I got 40 minutes already, so I'll use a formula, all right? Show you how to use the formula. Now, the third method was using the formula where you could find the value of x will be equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2. Is that 2, guys? Nope. We missed something. I love it. It's 2a. All right, it's 2a. Fine. So I was thinking, let me show you how we derive this formula. Okay, how we reach that formula. This formula is coming from the principle of completing the square. All right. So let's say if we have an equation of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, let us solve this by completing the square. Okay. Right. What we do, we take the constant, we send on the other side, right? So that's going to be ax squared plus bx is equal to minus c. Is that correct? Yeah. Now you remember I was saying you cannot have a coefficient in front of the x squared. You have to get it, you have to get rid of it, right? Okay, so how do I get rid of it? So if I divide by a on both sides, it will be ax squared over a plus bx over a is equal to minus c over a. So I get rid of it now. Yeah. So I get x squared plus bx over a is equal to minus c over a. Now what do? I divide coefficient of x by 2, then I will square it. So what happens if I take b over a, that's my coefficient here, right? This is my coefficient. So I divide this by 2, I will get b over 2a, right? Then I will square this, right? I will have b squared over 4a squared. Yes? Then I add on both sides. Then what happened? This will become x squared plus bx over a plus b squared over 4a squared is equal to minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared. Right? Hope you're following me, guys. So this is on both sides, and this is coming from this. Now I don't have space. Right. What do I do here now? Right. We had, what did we have? We had x squared plus bx over a plus b squared over 4 a squared, right, is equal to minus c over a, yeah, plus b squared over 4a squared, right? I can rewrite this as x squared plus b over a x plus b over 2a to the square is equal to minus c over a plus b over 2a to the square, right? When you when you factorize this, it will be like x plus b over 2a. All right, remember from the completing the square, it has to be like this. Okay, that will be equal to minus c over a plus b over 2a to the square. All right, and after factorizing this part, after you work on this part, I'm not going to do it here, I want you to do it. After you work on this part, this will become b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. All right, then that a number to the square is equal to another number, x plus b over 2a to the square is equal to b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. X will be equal to the x plus, I won't have a space, I'm sure, right? It's going to be x plus 4 over 2a is equal to plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared, right? This is similar to b squared minus 4ac over the square root of 4a squared. Yes, it's the same, right? So that bit, square root of 4a squared is 2a, right? So I'm gonna rewrite this here. It's going to be equal to plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. All right, and x will be equal to what? We take this, we'll bring it to the other side. It will be minus b over 2a, right, plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We have a same denominator. That equation become minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. That's my value of x using the completing the square method. All right, I don't know if you understood this, but trust me, it is very simple. I will do another video on that, hopefully explaining that to you, how we arrive at this. Okay, so this is the formula we're going to use to solve for the quadratic equation, to find the roots in a quadratic equation. Okay, now how we got the b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared? Here you go, guys. Look, this is how I did it. Minus c over a plus b over 2a to the square. This part here, right? This part here, right? I try and solve it. It's minus c over a plus b squared over 4a squared, right? Then just I add those two fractions together. This is what I get, right? And then I simplify it that way. All right. So let's do a question on using the formula. All right. So solve x squared minus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0 using the formula. Okay, so the formula will be x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this is a here, this is b, and this is c. A is equal to 1. Right, so minus b minus 2 plus or minus square root of b squared minus 2 to the square minus 4ac, 4 times 1, a is 1, times minus 6, and then I divide by 2 times 1. So that's going to be 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 2 to the square is 4. Now we have a negative here and a negative here. That's going to be plus 24. 4 times 1, yes. Okay, and divide by 2. That's going to be 2 plus or minus square root of 28 divided by 2. Okay, and I can write it like this. 2 plus or minus, expansion of square root. Let me show this to you. This, I can rewrite it like square root of 7 times square root of 4, right? Oops, not like this. Square root of 4 times square root of 7, right? The whole lot divided by 2. So this becomes 2 plus or minus 2 root 7, yeah? The whole lot divided by 2, right? This becomes 1 plus or minus root 7. That's my solution. X is equal to 1 plus or minus root 7. Here you go, here. Using the formula. Okay, let's do another one, right? 2x squared plus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0. Okay, A, B, C, right? I use my formula now. X is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. I just substitute the value of a, b, c in this formula. So a minus b is minus 3 plus or minus square root of b squared. So that's 3 to the square minus 4 times a times minus 6 here. Alright, divide by 2a. 2 times 2 becomes what? Minus 3 plus or minus square root of 9 plus 48. Yeah, negative, negative, plus 48. Right? Divide by 4. Then try to simplify. That's square root of 57 over 4. That's my value of x. That's it. Nothing more. Right? So go on, guys. Watch the video again. And if you don't understand, just ask. And I know it's a bit daunting. It's a bit complicated. But it's not as difficult as you're thinking. It's just slowly, go slowly, right? Slowly, slowly, you will master it. I'm sure you will. You're very smart. Okay, guys, now it's 55 minutes, 56, so goodbye now. Bye.